It's going good. Bit warm, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's all right.
Hey mate, well, great way to end the club season with going up to the Bundesliga. How do you feel about all that? Looking back on it.
Yeah, it's well. First of all, thank you. But yeah, it's pretty. I don't know, surreal. It doesn't feel like we're gonna be in the Bundesliga, to be honest. I don't know. It was pretty amazing. All the celebrations were pretty out there, and yeah, it was pretty sick.
Arnie's spoken about how he's pretty happy, and not just um, for you and Jackson, but there's a couple of other boys who are going up to play in the top flights in England and like Italy now. How important do you think that's going to be for not only your sort of development, but in terms of helping the Socceroos?
Yeah, I think it obviously helps massively. That's what we all strive for in our careers is playing in top flight leagues. And I think with myself, Jacko, I think a couple other boys getting promoted. I think it just puts a new challenge on us individually, to see where we're at, and see if we can compete. And yeah, I think it's just a really good phase for the Socceroos in development. I'm quite young and I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Jake, we'll come to you.
Yep. Congrats again, Jackson. Well, on the promotion. So first and foremost, how sort of looking back on your season now, what were some of the maybe notable differences in maybe the mentality or tactical aspect of German football compared to Australia?
I'd say probably the biggest thing for me is like every team is much more defensive in a way. A lot of teams play five at the back. There's a lot of man versus man, man marking all over the pitch, and yeah, it's quite difficult to play against teams like that. But it's just for me, playing in both leagues. It's just overall way more intense and a much quicker game.
And we've seen you sort of all over the field this season for St. Pauli. At times you've been on the wing, you've been midfield, even sometimes you play a wing back sort of at some points. How have you sort of found that sort of more constant changing in terms of positions compared to maybe at City where you're more of a consistent out and out midfielder?
Yeah, at the start, like it was a bit frustrating. Because as a player, I don't know whether it's down to your ego or something like that, but everyone has a preferred position. But then, after a while of, I guess, complaining and whinging, I sort of just, I don't know, maybe matured as a player and just said, well, I'd rather be out on the field than be on the bench, because if you're not playing, then no one really cares.
Lucas, we'll come to you. Are you there? Potentially not. Rachel? All right. Marco, we'll come back to you, mate.
Yeah. Great again, Connor. I guess from what you were just saying about, you had to adapt and just play the role that they sort of gave you. How much has that helped you in terms of, fitting into the Socceroos team where now basically you're basically, first choice in the starting 11?
Yeah, I don't know. I just come into the squad and it's the same everywhere. Like wherever Arnie wants me to play, I'll play there and I'll do the best I can.
And mate, these two games coming up, I know you guys have already through in the third round, but Arnie stressed the importance of winning them to give you the best possible chance of being in the first pot for the next round and draw. What's been the sort of intensity in camp, and I think there sort of might be maybe 11 different faces from the last squad, and has it been hard to sort of adapt to that? And what's the sort of plan going into these games?
Well, you sort of said it just there. Like, obviously, we want to win both games so we can be in pot one. But yeah, like to be honest, it's pretty early. Like, I've just arrived. and everyone else is only probably about 3 days in. So yeah, training's not too intense at the moment, but no, it's always the case. Everyone wants to play. Everyone wants to push to start. So it's always pretty intense during training, and I'm looking forward to getting more into it.
Jake, come back to you.
Yeah, so obviously before you talked about how it's maybe even a little surreal for you that the fact that you're going to be a Bundesliga player next season, and just for you personally, you've gone from 2 seasons ago playing the A-League now to one of the best leagues in world football, playing against some of the best players in the world. Has it really sunk in yet, like sort of what you've achieved, not only with that but also becoming a regular Socceroos player at this point?
Not really. I don't know, I was sort of talking to my parents about it, just saying, it's been less than 2 years since leaving Australia, and, before I went, the club obviously had a big opportunity of going up, and then even last season we had a pretty decent opportunity, I guess, and then, I don't know, to finally achieve it, it's just an amazing feeling, and I guess the reason we all play is for these moments of success, because once you get that little bit of success, you want more and more, and after the game, me and Jacko and a couple of other boys were talking about that we're going to be hosting Bayern Munich at our home ground, and we'll be playing away at Dortmund and Frankfurt and all these huge teams, and yeah, we're all just so excited and so stoked, and obviously so happy for ourselves and the club, because we deserved it this season, and I think the fans always turn up every week, so I think they deserve it as well.
And you just touched on there, Jackson Irvine. Obviously, he's been maybe a good way for you to sort of ease into your move to Germany. How nice is it almost having sort of someone like that you can communicate with, and then after the season you can travel with him to the Socceroos now and sort of keep playing alongside him and build that familiarity.
Yeah, it's great. He's obviously the captain at the club, so if there's any problems or anything I have, I can speak to him, and obviously outside of football, he's just a mate to me. So yeah, it's great.
Marco, might come back to you for one or two more. Funny you mentioned Bayern Munich just then. Necessary sign with them, whether he plays them or he just sort of loaned out. Who knows? Like at this stage. But have you spoken to him at all about his move to Germany and what he can expect?
I spoke to him a little bit last night, just asking him if he's excited, nervous. When is he going over and stuff, and he seems pretty calm, pretty excited about it. He told me a little bit, I think he's going over a bit earlier to get a little bit of training with the under-23 side before he joins the first team, which is probably a good thing for him, just to adapt, as quick as possible. But I said, I let him know that everyone speaks really good English. You'll probably be really well looked after, especially at that club. And yeah, obviously if he needs anything, me and Jacko are there to help him.
And any sort of advice for him in terms of, if he is loaned out to a lower division club, or what's the sort of how we can make the sort of most of it?
I think obviously the first thing would be just to have an open mind, and it's obviously going to be tough for him. He's young, and it's going to be his first real move away from home, and it's not like it's Adelaide to New South Wales. It's the other side of the country, world. So I think he's just got to take step by step and not rush, and obviously try and play as many minutes as he can, whether it's first division or third division. It doesn't really matter, just as long as he's playing senior football and he's doing well.
Marco, any further follow-ups from you? And likewise, Jake, just raise your hand. But Marco, if you've got anything else, just fire away.
I just got one more, mate. You mentioned that. What was it like in terms of your move over there? What was the toughest aspect for you, and how long did that take to sort of overcome?
Probably the toughest was adapting to the speed of the game. I think, I moved over when I was 22, and compared to Australia, I felt like I was one of the best younger players in the A League, and then you go over there and you've got 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds that are bigger than you and they're faster than you, and you sort of like, wow, okay, I really need to be on it every single day. So it was just adapting to the speed of the game, obviously, and the physicality, I guess.